Hi everyone, I'm Leeatt Rothschild. I'm the founder and CEO of Packed with Purpose. A little bit of background, we're a gifting company with a social mission. So that basically means that all of the products in our gifts create a positive impact, and we tell that story of impact in our gift boxes. So I'll give you a quick idea of what that looks like so that actually comes to life. For a holiday gift, we might have granola made by women who are survivors of abuse or were previously homeless that are part of a job training program so that they can get back on their feet and become financially stable. Or another example, right here in Chicago, we work with a social enterprise that produces glass-blown wine stoppers. It's made by youth that are survivors of gun violence, and it's part of a program to help them basically recover the trauma of gun violence. So we put those kinds of products together, we tell the stories of those products and how they create an impact. So that's the summary of Packed with Purpose, in hopefully 30 seconds or less. So our clients use our gifts to send to their clients, to employees, to prospects, and also for conferences or attendees. As I mentioned, all our gifts create an impact. I founded the company in 2017. We've been growing at about 2x since then, and we're on target to ship out about 30,000 gifts this year. In terms of a little background on who I am and why I started Packed with Purpose, I'm a previous Peace Corps volunteer that got my MBA, and right before I founded this company, I was working advising chief sustainability officers and marketing teams on how they could use their CSR funds, oftentimes hundreds of millions of dollars, to create a business impact, but also to have a societal return. So the situation is we're a startup. I'm entirely self-funded, so my kids' future college fund is being pushed into Packed with Purpose every day. We've got about 2 years of experience. Our goal is to maintain, if not exceed, our 2x growth since launch and to continue that into 2019. And I'd say most important is that every client order becomes a new case for Packed with Purpose. So, Josh just made the joke on the holidays are coming up. The holidays is the most obvious reason, and it's sort of ingrained in the American psyche that companies send gifts to their clients to thank them. Somehow everyone got the memo that it's supposed to be sent within the first 2 weeks of December. I have some thoughts on that. I'm happy to share that afterwards. But what I would say is the holidays is like the obvious case. But what we've realized is that there are so many other cases. In each of those cases basically provides us with another opportunity to serve our clients' needs. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in a moment. So really understanding our clients' business objectives is what has enabled us to meet their goals and to fulfill our goal of maintaining 2x revenue growth. So we're going to explore a few ways in which we use purpose to achieve our clients' goals and to achieve our own. And I was just reflecting on the title as I was coming in today, and I think that if I could write the title all over again, it would basically be, here's how we listened in order to double sales. And I'll explain why that is. And the high level thesis is, by listening to our clients' needs and listening to how they were hoping to use Packed with Purpose or how it might be of interest, we were able to come up with different case studies, which basically provides us with new avenues to market our services as a gifting company and get people out of just thinking, oh, I send gifts for the holidays. So here's a few various steps that we used. So one is we ensured that our prospects were purpose-driven in their business development efforts. So one example of this is we worked with a global background checking company that among all the individuals that they help get their background checks for their potential new employment, they also really focus on individuals that were formerly incarcerated, so that were in the prison system, or perhaps just have other barriers to employment. So we worked with them to, it's great to follow Tillable with the clever drone idea because it was really personable. And so one of the things we worked with them was to help them improve their conversion rate for their prospect to customer, for the prospect to customer conversion. And basically what we did was we created a gift that was squarely focused on products that provided the benefit of job training or workforce development to people that are from underserved communities that have barriers to employment. And that company used those gifts as part of their prospecting tool. So perhaps they also did some direct mail, they were doing cold calls, but we really helped them figure out how to send a gift, a tangible, 3D item that they could actually touch and feel and interact with, where the message was, the company's mission was connected to our mission, which is doing good, with the emphasis being on workforce development. We also identified company blind spots where our prospects could apply purpose, such as recruiting. So we've worked with a global management consulting firm, and they're recruiting probably like many other management consulting firms. They've got a branded water bottle, a branded tote bag, they've got some other branded swag. They're really excited to let you know that they can't wait for you to join their team. They've got a clever message. But this company was also really focused on the mission and actually used the word purpose in a lot of their recruiting material. So it felt like there was a missed opportunity to not include purpose in the actual items that they were giving to their new employees if they truly wanted to onboard them into a culture of purpose. And so we've worked with them to provide totes that are made by individuals in a vertically integrated factory that provides them with job training and fair wages. We've got water bottles that, a portion of those proceeds go into maintaining water projects across the world in order to provide water conservation to communities in need. Coffee that provides job opportunities to employees with disabilities. I won't bore you or excite you with all of the different options, but as you can see, sending a message of saying, welcome to the team, we're so happy you're here, our culture is one of purpose, but doing that with a gift that really emphasizes that and brings it to life is a totally different experience. Another step was educating the market about how personal touch can emphasize a company's value proposition. So we work with a construction and architecture firm out of Minnesota that focuses on multi-family affordable housing and global relocation. And what we did with them was they smartly send their gifts in Thanksgiving or right before Thanksgiving, before the holiday rush. But they were really looking to send a gift to their clients that stood out and that made their value proposition front and center. And so one of the things that we did was we worked on curating a gift that had products that were focused on their industry. So items that were made out of reclaimed wood that they could tie into their value proposition of construction and building. They've got a branded luggage tag that is tied into their global relocation services, because that's one of their growing channels of service. And then one other step was we identified opportunities to extend a company's mission with their key stakeholders. So as an example of this, we've worked closely with a national conference organizer that's focused on cause marketing and social impact. And they had been sending gifts to their speakers and organizers. And let's just assume that those gifts were likely something that a sponsor had given them. Which was nice, but didn't necessarily focus on that, that company and the conference's value proposition and the entire underlying story that they have around doing good and creating a social impact. So we work with them to create a gift that really emphasized the type of social impact that they're focused on, so that they could send this to all of their speakers, whether it's a webinar speaker or a conference speaker. Those speakers in turn, excuse me, are important stakeholders. Sorry about that. And they're individuals that help spread the word of this conference, and also they're folks that can bring on future speakers and sponsors. So really important stakeholders that this organization wants to keep in the loop and connected to. So, sorry, what were the results? So I have a short quote here, and I want to read you one because I feel like hearing directly from our clients is better than me paraphrasing. But one of the quotes that one of the pieces of feedback we got was, the results are positive. Aside from the numbers, our sales team loved these boxes. I was getting rave reviews from them every day, so that was a bonus win. And for the background checking company, I'm just going to read what they said because, again, part of their goal was to make sure that they were converting prospects into customers. Thanks. So here's what they said. Our sales team has been surprised at the level of engagement these gifts lead to. If the prospect is not the right person, recipients are more likely to refer us to the right colleague. If it's not the right time, they're more likely to respond with details on when to follow up due to expiring contracts. And when we do set a meeting, prospects are curious to learn more about our mission and how it relates to our products or services. So, even though we're a gifting company, in some ways we're a tool that helps our clients achieve their objectives. And so the quote that I just read has nothing, obviously it has to do with the gift in some respects, but it's really our success is achieving our client success. So another one of our clients, they got the highest client response rate ever. Oftentimes, many of our clients say, we don't anticipate that we're going to get any calls or emails or thank yous, and the outpouring far exceeds whatever they've seen in the past. And just an internal success for us, the holidays are a big time where we see just volume soar. And so we're currently at a 70+ reorder rate from previous clients, so that's fantastic. And again, really, I think that the most important thing that we've learned is our ability to actively listen to how our prospects and clients are thinking about using our gifts will enable us to continue growing because it'll give us new use cases that we can talk about for potential new prospects down the line. Any questions?
Hi, I'm with Comfort Keepers, the senior care industry, and I wanted to get your thoughts on what you said earlier, that you have ideas or thoughts around gifting, not just in December, because our clients, we give them something for the holidays, but they're happy to get gifts year-round. So how can we sort of stand out by giving our gift maybe not in December?
Yeah, well, so the first thing is, in marketing, surprise and delight. So if you're planning on sending gifts, do it. The first 2 weeks of December would not be the time I would recommend because I like to say you're competing with share of counter. Everyone sends their gifts then, so you might as well send it at a time when you really stand out. So, in terms of surprise and delight, it might be when one of your clients renews their agreement with you. It might be a personal piece of information, their own milestone. It's a birthday, it's an anniversary. It could be also something reflective of your company when you've reached your 1,000th customer, whatever it might be. So, you can create an opportunity, and I think when a gift is something you don't expect, that's when it's going to have the greatest impact. Thank you.